Hey guys, it's Shannon, and I'm here for my week 6 check-in on the raw vegan diet. So, great news, you guys. This week I managed to stay completely raw. I progressed a lot in terms of learning more about this diet, and I stuck on track with the meal plan that I created, which hits all my micro and macronutrient needs. And I've just got to say, again, when I eat this way, I feel amazing. I've been reading more. I've been reading the 80-10-10 book. I've been reading lots and lots of material about this. And I'm not sure that I'm convinced by any of the science or any of the gurus within this movement. But I've got to say that when I look at people who eat like this, they seem to have sort of an inward glow that makes me feel like they might be onto something, even if the science doesn't necessarily back up what they're, purporting within some of the literature. I'm not particularly convinced by people's arguments about the alkalinity of food and the alkaline diet. And I'm going to make a longer video about raw vegan claims and what I think about them. But what's hard for me to argue with is that when I'm eating an abundance of whole fruits and vegetables, I feel really, really super good. So that's the experience that drew me to eating like this, and I think that's the experience that I'm going to allow to guide me. And now that I've gone through an exercise where I've gone through a chronometer and I've put my food in, and I've put my nutrients, and I've designed a diet that I think is optimal in terms of minerals and nutrients, I feel pretty good continuing eating this way. So a couple of, I think, mistakes that I made in the first couple weeks are that I feel like I was eating way, way, way too much fat. So proponents of this diet are pretty low fat consumers, and I don't think I fully appreciated. So I had conceived of eating raw as just eating whole plant foods that hadn't been cooked. And I think that's true, but there's this whole other ethos that's part of this diet for many people, which is eating 80% of your calories from carbohydrates, 10% from protein, and 10% from fat. And so we can talk about the validity of those numbers or not. I'm not sure I'm entirely decided, but the consensus for many people who have gone raw is that at the beginning they were gravitating a lot towards the healthier fats like avocado and nuts and seeds, and I will say that was certainly my experience, and I think that for many people causes the weight gain, and it also causes apparently acne. So this is the first week that I've ever really gone without eating oil, and I've got to say that when I found some good recipes, which I'll link for you guys, I didn't miss it. And I had a lot of weight come off this week. It's apparently pretty common to lose a fair amount of weight when you first transition to a sort of fully raw diet, and most of that is water weight. So I had put some weight back on when I was eating the cooked foods, and now I've eaten raw, and it's back down to where I kind of was after the first week when I ate fully raw. So I've got to say, I feel really good, you guys, eating like this. I'm going to continue sort of trusting my intuition and also my brain, right? Thinking about how do I feel and what does the science say? And I'm going to continue evolving my thoughts on this. I'm not entirely ready to recommend this diet for anybody. If people ask me what I recommend for weight loss, I'll tell them bright line eating. If they ask me what I recommend for eating for optimal health, I'll tell them a primarily whole food plant-based diet. I think I can say those things based on both personal experience, and also I feel strongly that the science supports them. With this one, I can say, if someone were to ask me, how do you feel best? What's your way of eating that makes you feel best? I could say, well, I feel amazing when I eat raw, fully raw vegan, with I think a lower percentage fat and a higher percentage of carbs. But I can't point you to the science for why, because I'm not sure that it entirely exists. And I think, frankly, a lot of people within this movement are somewhat unpersuasive. I'll screenshot perhaps a couple. I don't really want to get into talking about specific people. So never mind. I'm not gonna say anything bad about anybody. But I'll just say in general that I think that it's been hard for me to find people who I found to be really legitimate sounding. That said, I'm feeling really wonderful and I'm going to continue eating like this. And yeah, I'll keep you guys informed. I'm going to show you a couple of clips about some of the other things that we've been eating. Some of you have been asking me to go over my chronometer stats and my diet plans and things like that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a future video about that, but I want to continue doing more research before I share those things. So stay tuned, and here's a couple of clips from this past week about how we've been eating. Thanks for being with me, guys. Until next time, do well and always make things better.
So check out these salads that I'm making for John. So at the bottom we have onion, this is celery, this is edamame and tomato, and carrot, this is a layer of leafy cabbage, red cabbage, this is nuts, and that is pumpkin seeds, and on top of that I'm going to push down a layer of kale. These are going to give him a lot of nutrition and micronutrients that he needs.
Hey everybody, it's morning. I'm about to get ready for work, but before that, I'm getting ready some food for the day, and I've just made this awesome micronutrient smoothie. I think we've really perfected it at this point. I'm going to share my recipe, and then I'm making for the second time now a really awesome raw dressing from Tammy Raw, which has a little bit of almond butter as the fat, but doesn't have any added oil. And who would have thought, you guys, that a mango, some bell peppers, a lemon, some celery, and some almond butter would make such an amazingly tasty dressing? I'll show you guys a picture of what it looks like on the salad, and then first when you put it on and then mixed. But it doesn't look super pretty, but oh my gosh, it's delicious. So I've been really enjoying that. I think I'm gonna be doing that from now on instead of oil. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted.